Hello YouTube, Joey here from TeamBurningInfinitey, bringing you guys another video. This time it's of my Star Dragon World sideboard and other cards I considered using. Basically, you guys gave us the 7+ likes we wanted on the Star Dragon World deck profile. Excuse me. And I'm giving you guys the video that I promised. So the first thing with this side deck is it's my personal taste. It is not locals oriented. This is just me playing for all the worlds I really dislike and whatnot. Because I try to prepare for everything. And it's one of the reasons I like the Big Bang deck. And if you guys haven't seen deck profile, it'll be answered somewhere around here. But I like the Big Bang deck because it has a lot of control and can deal with a lot of matchups in very good ways by itself. And I basically just side out the cards that are really bad in that matchup for cards that are better in that matchup. Which is what I did here. So yeah. Let's jump straight into it. I did also throw in some extra cards in here, so, well, not extra, but I threw in some cards I'd possibly play either in the main or side, just so it wouldn't be like a 10-second video. But yeah, let's jump straight into this. So the first card in the sideboard, and as I say, I'll be explaining everything just for anyone who hasn't seen the main deck, is Dragon Arms or Ikaruga. 2/1/2, size 0, cross knights like every other Dragon Arms on the face of the planet, and if it's in the soul of a Neo Dragon that's in a battle with a size 2 or lower monster, nullify the effects of that monster. This ability cannot be nullified. Main matchups I run this for is like Demon Lords, because Miseria and Dark Miseria are a real pain in the asses, especially when they're coming out like left and right. Mirror Match especially, because if you look at my sideboard, a lot of it will be geared towards the Mirror Match, and the cards will be more versatile than just the Mirror Match, for the fact that the Mirror Match is such a pain in the ass, and it's not something you play often, but when you do, it is really freaking annoying. So I make sure I have answers. Things like that. Anything Soul Guard reliant, anything Penetrate heavy, stuff like that. Maybe 4000 Festival would be a good example. Drums. If you play a drum deck or a jackknife deck that doesn't use Gold Ritter, probably something along those lines too. So yeah. Next is Dragon Arms Transportal. 2/2/3. And this card's in the soul of the Neo Dragon that's attacking. Remove a soul from the card in the field. Size 1. Play this for pretty much soul-based things. You could use it against Danger World for aces, Cradle. You could play it against jacks, like I said, drums, mirror match, all those kind of things. 5th Omni Dragon Lord Tenbu SD, size 1, 3/1/2. And when it's called onto the field, you can put the skull of a card from the field into the drop zone or destroy size 1 or less monster. And you're pretty much playing for the same reason. Soul Hate, if you notice, I run a lot of Soul Hate because of the Mirror Match. Tempo SD is probably one of the cards I would consider taking out first out of this sideboard, just for the fact it's the card I probably use the least, because there are a lot of other great options against deck matchups. So yeah, he's definitely very versatile. If I'm going to use certain cards, I feel like there are better options than him personally. And going on to probably my favorite card in the sideboard, and probably one of my favorite cards in general. Inverse 5th Omni Dragon Lord Crazed Tenbu. Crazed Tenbu is size 3, 6/3/6, 2-gauge call cost, and when it enters the field, you can target one card, and if you do, remove a soul from it and destroy that card. These effects happen at the same time, so you can't do something like remove an Eagle Ace and then destroy the item, if I'm correct. I believe it happens at the same time. If I am wrong, someone please let me know in the comment section down below. But this card is still amazing regardless of the fact, because just basically 2 pops on any monster, removing a soul off something like Kazarion. It can destroy items. It's just extremely versatile and powerful. It's got good stats, and it helps a lot. So yeah. Also, it's really good against, as I said, things like Miseria, Dark Miseria, if you guys haven't noticed. So yeah. Extra cards. Bear Call Bear for anything like Dungeon and Purgs, mostly, because Dungeon's extremely rampant, and Purgs is an extremely powerful deck that I still have a very unsure matchup about, just because of the brush and explosive plays Purgs have, and same thing with Dungeon. They're very explosive at times, so you want to prepare for those, like Tetsuyas and whatnot. And also the fact just extra removal is always good against the size 1 rush decks, and rush decks of that type, so very important that I run the extra Bear Calls, in my opinion. And for all of you who don't know what Bear Call does, Bear Call Bear is a 1-gauge spell, counter cast, destroy a monster with 3000 or less defense on your opponent's side of the field. So you basically use it to pop something that really has low defense, gets in the way. Also, the extremely rare Skull Warriors / Zune deck, it could work really well against too. And for the last card in my actual sideboard, before we get into potential cards to play and whatnot, 4 copies of Antimatter Cloud. The one other matchup that annoys the ever-living hell out of me is size 3 decks, whether it be Darkness Dragon World, 100 Demons, Super Armor Dragons, any of that stuff. So we play this card because this is an extremely strong counter against it, and it is a spell that has... Antimatter Cloud is a spell that has a 1 gauge and 1 card from your hand discard cost, and counter... You can only play this when your opponent calls size 3, by the way. You pay a gauge and discard a card to activate the card. And what you do is nullify the cost. So basically prevent any size 3 coming out on the field, preventing them from getting their effects. You do stop lifelink, but it's definitely worth it. Stop something, whether... Like, if you're playing against Diabolos, this card's absolutely amazing to stop them with. Same thing with the Seeger. You could break down the Seeger, and then when they go to the Spartan, you could play this. And make them take the lifelink 5, as well as the fact you prevent a giant annoying card coming out. Very powerful, and it's an extremely useful card. So, yeah. That's it for the actual sideboard. Now, on to the extra cards I'd consider playing. I'll jump to the sleeved ones first. We'll start with the weapon. I play Cosmo Saber Dark Matter in my main deck, but one of the weapons I was testing before that is Cosmo Saber's Sword, or Cosmo Saber's Lunazel. Lunazel is a really nice card for the fact you get to discard Dragon Arms and stuff, even if you want to do it on first turn just to set up your drop zone for Big Bang. It has 6,000 power, 2 critical. It's a pay 2 gauge and discard a card. Equip cost is a hefty equip cost, but the price can be worth it depending on the matchup, because when this card attacks by itself, it can't be nullified. So basically, you always get a free 2 crit or a breakdown from monsters or whatever, and the attack can't be stopped, so it's really useful. So that's the other item I'd consider playing instead of Dark Matter, or if I played 6 items, I'd play 2 of these. Probably jumping into the next monsters I'd consider playing. Monsters I'd consider playing are like extra Dragon Arms, being Garble Anchor for Spell Null, 2/2, size 0 Dragon Arms. Obviously it has Cross Knives, I'm not even going to explain that anymore, Dragon Arms. More than likely. It has a counteract ability where if there's cards on the soul of Neo Dragon on the field, you can remove some from the soul. If you do, pay a gauge and a life, nullify a spell, so Spell Null. Dragon Arms Winchisker, still probably one of my favorite Dragon Arms to this day. Extremely good still. Just not really needed in the Big Bang deck, but I always keep my foil on just in case. 3,000 power, 2 critical, 1,000 defense. If this card's on soul of Neo Dragon, that Neo Dragon directly lands a hit on the opponent. You get to pop their item. And now to go into spells. Oh wait, last monster. Something I still have a lot of testing to do with is 5th Omni Blade Dragon Lord Jackknife Emperor. Let's hope I got that. Yeah, I got that name right. Okay. 2 gauge call cost, which is kind of hefty. He's 5/3/6 though, size 2. Really nice stats. And he has a counteract ability, which if any of you know what Jackknife Thunderstorm does, he's kind of like that, but instead of paying 2 life to destroy a monster, it's take 2 damage, and also it's a counter ability, so it's very nice because it's counter removal and you take damage, so it synergizes with things like 5th Omnis, and it's kind of like budget drum, so that's the reason I play it. If I had 5th Omni Dragon Lord Drum, I'd probably play that over this just because it's cheap to call. It has Soul Guard, and I like the 6k power better in this deck, to be honest. So yeah, that's it for the monsters. For the spells now, one of the cards I'd consider playing as a nullifier instead of like Proto or Earth, probably Proto to be honest, because I have plenty of gauge intakes, is Mars Barrier. I like my Shield Lamp as now. Personally, I always like the protection of your life nulls because they give you benefits. But if you want to play the Solomon Shield Clone, Mars Barrier is still an extremely great card, and there's nothing wrong with it. I still have testing to do with it anyway. And the other spell I consider playing before we get to the last one is Soul Arms. I would never play more than 2 of this card, but this card's still a Death Grip theoretically, which is really nice. You can only cast this on your opponent's turn, pay a gauge, and remove the soul of a monster on your field if you do destroy such a monster on your opponent's field. So basically Death Grip. Well, yeah. It's sort of like a Death Grip on their turn because you're never really going to destroy your own cards. So yeah, that's that. And the last card I would consider playing, which almost everyone would consider playing, should at least consider playing, is Barbed Wire. And just so you know, first rule Buddyfight, you can never have too many barbed wires. So we're just going to pull out more barbed wires. Barbed wire is an amazing card. We all know what it does. There's a reason it's hard to find. It's costly even for an uncommon. Basically what barbed wire does is, for all of you who don't know, is it's a counter generic spell, so it can be used in any world. It's free to cast, and it rests on an item on your opponent's field. So you basically stop an item from attacking, and if it's your world, you stop a transformer from attacking. That can be very useful, especially if you're playing something like Hyzerion, where that is a very annoying card. And personally, you would not like to deal with a double attacking, penetrating, 4 critting Hyzerion. So you rest it. That's it for the sideboard video, pretty much. If you guys have any thoughts and opinions on the sideboard, things you'd consider playing, things you think I should consider playing, anything along those lines, cards you guys have seen success with, please let me know. It's not like these are the only cards that are worth playing, but these are the cards I like the most right now, and that's why I side them the other cards I've considered siding, at least, because I think they work well with right now. But as I said, if you guys have anything to say, please put it down in the comment section down below. If we get this video 7 or 10 likes, I don't know which one I'm going to go with. Let's just go with 7 for now. 7 seems like a nice number for you guys. I'll start getting some matches up with this deck that include using the sideboard, because I will be testing a lot for the Spring Fest in May. And yes, I actually am going to try to get top 4 again. So wish me luck. But yeah, as I said, if you guys want to see some videos of me doing some testing for Spring Fest, you want to see how I test with the team, give this video at least 7 likes, and I'll try and get some videos as fast as I can. It'll either be this weekend or the next, because life is a thing. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check out our other videos for more Buddyfight content, and thanks for watching. Joey from TBI signing out. Peace, guys.